Hi, today I wanted to do something different, and I thought of doing this because I thought it might be fun. So I'm going to just draw while I talk. And today I had a really good day. It was really nice out. The sun was out, and I really like that. It's been cloudy for a few days now, and I stayed home, but today I was able to walk by the river, and it was so nice because I got to see the trees. And I noticed that there's a lot of leaves in the trees now. And it's always interesting how one day there is no trees or no leaves, and you're waiting for when that day will come when the leaves sprout and turn green. Then all of a sudden, there it is. So I really had a good day today walking by the river, and I hope you guys had a good day too. So right now I live in a small city in Canada, and I come from a big city in Canada. And in this city I live in the heart of downtown in a 7-story apartment building, and I live on the second floor, and I really like where I live because there are restaurants, and there's a mall, and there's a co-working space in my building, and I really like it. There are businesses on the first floor, and there are also little shops in the mezzanine level. And I actually have lived in 3 of the apartments in this building, and it's really good. First I lived on the 4th floor, and then I lived on the 2nd floor in a loft, in those newly renovated lofts. And then I ended up living in the 2nd floor to a smaller apartment building. So in here, in my building, there are lots of restaurants, and there's a new Italian restaurant right here. And then there's a Vietnamese restaurant here called Red Pepper. It's not gonna fit. And then over here is an Indian restaurant, and the co-working space is here. So I really quite like living downtown. And just a minute away there is a Starbucks restaurant right over here. And I know almost all my neighbors in the building, and it's so good to be part of a community that really respects and is so kind with one another. So I don't know where you live, if you live in a small town or a farm or a house, but for me, I live in an apartment building, and that suits me fine. So in my apartment building, I live in a 400 square foot studio apartment, and if you were to see my place, I work at a small cafe table in my living room, and it's right by a window, a very small window. And if you noticed, I have plants all around. I have this really one big plant called a fiddle leaf fig, and it's so tall that it's already reached the ceiling. And then here by a bookshelf, I have this pothos plant that goes all the way up to the ceiling and down, and goes circled around, and it's just everywhere. So I have plants everywhere. I like to call it my urban apartment jungle. And I have bookshelves here where there's not even books, but there's just plants and plants and plants. And over here in the corner, I have what you call a money plant or a Pachira aquatica. And so basically you can see that I have plants everywhere. Here's my Monstera deliciosa. There's my Ficus lyrata, my pothos, my Pachira aquatica, and I have a aloe vera over here and a spider plant over here. So this is pretty much where I do my work at my laptop. And then I have my Yeti microphone, Blue Yeti microphone when I podcast. And then I have my ring light over here so that for Zoom calls. And this is pretty much where I spend most of my time doing ASMR and working. So I love staying indoors, especially when I've created like a little cafe for myself. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I certainly love a really nice cup of coffee. Yep, I do. And I like it when they have cappuccino. I really like cappuccino. And they do those designs with the cappuccino. It just tastes so good. And of course, I also love having biscotti, almond biscotti, preferably chocolate. That tastes so good. I really do love coffee. So one of my favorite sports that I like to play is tennis. Now, there was a boy in my high school who played tennis. He was a very good tennis player, and I really wanted to take lessons because I wanted to be able to play with him. And anyway, I'm not too good at tennis, but what I do like is I like to rally, and it's always hard to find someone to play tennis with because I don't know, for some reason in the city that I live in, there is a tennis court really close by, but nobody seems to want to play. I really like playing tennis. Another sport I really like playing is, believe it or not, baseball. I'm not too good at it, but I do love trying to hit the ball. And when I was a bit younger and just had a job, I would meet all my friends after work at a school, and we would all just get our shorts and t-shirts, and we would just all go and play baseball when it was in the summertime. It would be like pick up baseball, and it was really fun. And we had so much laughs. And then after that, we would go to the Chinese restaurant. Oh, that's like the bleachers. I'm not really good at that. And I miss those days. I miss my friends. I really do. So I don't know what kind of sports that you like to play, but those are some of the sports that I really enjoy. Another sport that I really like, believe it or not, is rollerblading. And back in the day when rollerblades were the thing, and there was actually a company in California called Rollerblade. There's the stop, and it was really good. I really liked rollerblading. I even used to rollerblade with shorts, and I would of course I would rollerblade with a skirt, and I would wear shorts, of course, and that was always fun. And I would rollerblade to work and rollerblade everywhere, and that was a lot of fun. Ooh, but you really had to be careful if there was like cracks on the road or stone, because that can really set you off in a not so good direction. Now, if you know, I actually have I had a little chihuahua, and I miss my chihuahua, and his name was Picasso, and I just really miss him so much. He's so cute. He used to always just, you know how chihuahuas are, they bark a lot and everything, but Picasso was really good. He was so good. I called him Picasso because one of my favorite artists is Picasso. I also had a black lab, and that dog's name is Taylor, and they really got along. And I also had cats, so I really can't draw, but yes. And then I would have cats. One of my favorite cats, his name is Max. That was actually my first pet when I was in Texas. And yeah, I had Max for quite a while, long time. And we all were one big happy family. I just love pets. Right now I live in this apartment, and I would love to have a dog actually, or a cat. I've also had birds. I also play musical instrument, and one is, I think you should know what this is the piano. And I started playing piano when I was really small, I think when I was in grade 4. And yeah, I studied at the Royal Conservatory of Music in Toronto, got up to grade 6. Well, that's not a very good piano, but I like playing a lot of the pop music or ballads. I also have taught myself how to play the guitar. I don't strum. I don't learn chords actually. It's just kind of funny. I learned to fingerprint and read the notes on the tab. Yeah, I really like guitar. One of the first songs I learned was, I forgot what it's called, Malagenya. And I think that's all the instruments I can play. I also have a family. So there is my dad, and it's Father's Day today. So I got to say happy birthday, not happy birthday, sorry. Happy Father's Day to my dad. And I also have my mom, and my mom isn't big, she's a small woman, like I cannot draw. And then there's me, and then I have a younger sister, who right now is taller than me. We are 4 years apart. And that was our family. I really like our family. I wish I had a brother, but that's okay. Also, so one of the cities that I visited by myself as a birthday present was Paris. And I really loved Paris. Who doesn't love Paris? I know there are some people who think Paris is overrated, but I don't. I just love it. I love the Eiffel Tower. I love the food. I love all the pastries. I'm trying to draw a croissant here, but you know what I mean. I love the baguettes. I love everything. The cheese. Just love everything. I just love Paris. And if I could, I totally would live in Paris, because the River Seine with the, I forgot what that bridge was. The bridge that starts with an N, where they put the locks. That's an interesting bridge. Yes. I love Paris. I even saw the sunset go down in Paris. Very beautiful city. So, one of my favorite fruits is, or are, I don't just have one, I have many, there's blueberries. I really love blueberries. These actually look like grapes, but I love blueberries. I can eat them like crazy. I also love the raspberry. You know, raspberries are really interesting. They're like one big thing with lots of tiny little berries. But I love raspberries. That is a raspberry, by the way. Of course, I also love the strawberry. There you go, strawberry. Ooh, and I also love oranges. Who doesn't love oranges? And I like also mangoes. Yes. We'll put mangoes over here. Sometimes mangoes have this weird shape. The place in the Philippines where I am, I come from Cebu. That's Cebu, in the middle of the Philippines. And we have golden yellow mangoes. Those are the fruits I like. Now, I also like, what else do I like? One day I hope to have a house by the beach. I don't know what kind of house it is, even if it's a studio apartment, but I would just love to live by the beach and have like a deck overlooking the beach to this house. Big windows. Big windows. And I would just love it. And I can look at the sunrise or the sunset all day or every day. Or not all day. And hopefully there will be people surfing, because surfers have nice bodies, surfers, and it would be nice to just watch them do their thing. There you go. That's my goal, is to live by the beach or nice water. Well, I hope you liked this ASMR drawing, and I think I will stop here and see how it goes. Okay, thank you for listening, and good night.